We are back right here on the Hype Podcast. I am the host with no name.
I am Oh So Fresh.
And we are here with Just Jam, right? Just Jam?
Just Jam.
Introduce yourselves, ladies, to all four people listening to our show.
So, my name is Japelle.
My name is Minnie.
My name's Akala.
And we are Just Jam, and we have a podcast called Love and Relationships and everything else in between. We talk about just love and relationships and everything in between.
You talk about hating?
No, I'm not a hater.
We don't talk
Because for the past 15 minutes, bitch, you've been hating.
What the fuck? You just called me a bitch?
Coming to you live and uncensored. This is the Hype Podcast. I'm Oh So Fresh with my co-host, yet to be named.
That's me. We talk about everything from new gadgets, gizmos, politics, movies, and music.
And our very own personal stories, because you know a motherfucker has to keep it real. Oh. See, I'm learning from a boss right here. This cowboy right here can't teach me no shit like that. He said, just put boots on it.
Don't be jealous.
Nah. I do follow the cowboy principle when it comes to hats. Hats ain't broken until they're a little dusty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many hats do you have that are fucking dusty?
I don't know, like 3, 4.
Really?
5, 6,
really? Are they
7.
dusty because they've been sitting on your fucking shelf the whole time?
Probably.
Yeah. You haven't really done some truck shit in a hat, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's how you break it in a hat.
Whatever. You just wear it till it's dusty. I mean, every time you adjust your hat, the oils from your hand fuck your hat up.
The oil's from your hand because you always got that fucking lotion shit in your back pocket.
Man, my hands be dry as a motherfucker.
He's like, don't let me get ashy. Don't let me get ashy.
My name is Ashy Oso. My hands are always ashy. And if they ain't ashy, that means maybe it wasn't time to bathe.
Is that when they came? Did some brothers come up with Ash Wednesday? Is that what that shit's about?
Nah, that was before they let brothers make holidays.
When's the first brother made holiday?
There is no brother made holiday. We pushed for MLK Day.
Well, there you go.
We needed something. And I hope it officially turns into a good drinking holiday.
Yeah, like St. Patrick's Day.
Like St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo.
You just get some Henny going on. What is your beverage of choice for MLK Day? What is that going to be?
Well, for me, it's going to be Crown Royal.
No. You as the brothers got to come together and make a decision.
I don't know, Ripple.
Yeah. Some Mad Dog 2020.
I think what is it? I don't want to say Hennessy because that seems so low class.
Yeah,
that just seems so stereotypical.
Hey, Justin, are we rolling yet or no? Yeah. Oh, we are. Okay, just checking.
It's the 2000s. Can I get an Incredible Hulk? Cass was really drinking Hypnotic like he got you drunk.
They really were. Didn't that just come from a music video?
That's because I didn't hear. That is liqueur.
I didn't even hear about Hypnotic until like Nelly videos started coming out.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Because I mean, damn well like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and all that. Like those NWA cats, they're not drinking fucking Hypnotic.
No, they were drinking 8-Ball.
Yeah.
Those cats were given free press to 8-Ball. Yeah, English 800. If you have not partaken, English 800. That's my brand. Drinking in the bottle, 40 ounce or can. That's a real NWA rhyme, and they made no money from them.
So they're rolling around suited up like yourself, drinking some 8-Ball.
This is a fucking presidential episode of the Hype Podcast. We got fucking Ed Baker in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is my suit not quality enough for Mr. Ed Baker? Is that what you're telling me right now?
I don't think so.
You don't think so, huh? Oh, forgive me, Mr. Obama. I didn't know that.
Why got to be Obama? Maybe I like a different president. Maybe I like Jimmy Carter.
You look like Mr. Bill Clinton over there. I did not.
I am not fucking with Bill Clinton.
No?
I am not.
I thought you were a Democrat.
I am not fucking with Bill Clinton.
Why not?
The only reason I am a Democrat is to be a Democrat to vote for Obama because I live in a state. Well, I did. I live across the river now. I lived in a state.
Fuck you, Oregon.
Where you had to register as one or the other to vote.
Seriously? That's why you chose Democrat.
Because I was voting for Obama. He was a Democrat. You have to vote. You have to pick a side and then vote for it.
So basically, you're telling me that if I move to Oregon, I have to be either a shitty Democrat or a fucked up Republican to even vote. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, in the primaries.
Thank God I don't live in Oregon.
Well, thank God you only live like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, that's true. That way I don't have to
you
vote at all.
could be an Oregonian.
I could be.
And you right there watching me on the screen.
Yeah, you.
Check this out, motherfucker. This is the Hype Podcast. I am so fresh, suited and booted. Yeah.
And he's telling me that I talk about boots too much. Yeah.
I said suited and booted. That's a whole different term.
Oh, Jesus.
When you talk about boots, it's about Daisy Dukes and boots and
act like you would not have a thick bitch and some Daisy Dukes
and line
act
dancing
like it.
and
act
line
like
dancing.
It. So basically, what Oso's telling you, white girls, is that if you wear Daisy Dukes and cowboy boots, he ain't fucking with you. That's what he's telling you right now.
I did love Daisy Duke.
That's what he's telling you right now.
I just want to say that.
Look at him backpedal. Look at him fucking backpedal now.
I'm not backpedaling. I just want to point this out in case she's watching. I did love Daisy Duke. Not Jessica Simpson. Oh, when she got thicked up, she was gonna, but nah, I'm really not fucking with her.
So you wouldn't take Jessica Simpson and some Daisy Dukes?
Yeah, today. Yeah. I mean,
after that baby weight?
Hey, ample opportunity. I mean, shit. This you only live so long, and that's a mark you want on your bedpost. Hey.
So basically, you're an equal opportunity. Oh, so fresh.
Yeah, I would open the opportunity for her to stop by.
Hey, Mr. Baker, you might have your running mate right here.
Is she still fucking with Tony Romo?
If she is, no wonder.
I would love to steal a football player's girl.
Dude.
Because I got it like that. I got it like that.
Hey, all you got to do is flash midget, dude. Get suited up, flash midget. You have her on right there.
We ain't even got to talk about that bitch.
Why?
She's not on the show today.
Is she in timeout?
She's suspended from the show.
Yeah, she got suspended already.
She pissed on the front seat.
Shut the fuck.
I go to get her out the car so she could take a piss, and she pisses on the front seat.
Like here,
I guess she was holding it in. It was thick. I hate to be graphic about it, but it was like, this shit's gonna stink.
No, you made it all the way here.
No, it wasn't here. It was the other day. I mean,
okay.
Hey, being grounded, I stick to that. You parents that ground for like one day and go, oh, well, just shut the fuck up and go do what you want. No, my dog is grounded. No more Slim Jims.
Is that how your parents treated you when you grew up? Like, if you were grounded, you were fucking grounded.
Oh, you were fucking grounded. Yeah.
When I was growing up, if you were grounded, you did not even ask. Like, if they had to remind you were grounded, they were beating that ass. Like, you think you're going outside? Let me grab that belt real quick. And we'll see.
I mean that's why that's why you didn't vary. Like, kids now, they'll keep fucking with their parents and then they'll let it ride. They're like, oh, just whatever. Just get out of my face. Get your fucking iPad. Whatever.
Right.
Nah, for me, if I kept bugging, that was an ass whooping.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
That was serious. Like, okay, but once my grandmother said, you got the option. You could take the ass whooping or get grounded.
Which one did you take?
Well, that was my first time getting grounded. And I said, I'll be grounded. And then I went through a week of being grounded. It was like, you know what? You can just beat my ass. Let me grab the belt for you.
Yeah. Let me go get that wooden
because that's
spoon,
going to be over right now, and that's why Ed Baker, public beatings.
Yeah. I've always said if they took rapists and pedophiles out to the center of town and hung their ass in front of everybody, there'd be a lot less motherfuckers committing fucked up shit.
You start whooping asses, it will keep motherfuckers in line.
Guaranteed.
Like, you get your ass whooped on TV. Oh, you ain't gonna do that again. Whatever it is. What, welfare fraud? You ain't gonna do that no more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You gonna tell Jerome he needs to take up for them kids. Yeah. Stop buying them cheap diapers.
Yeah.
And you watch it. If you watch it too, Jerome, take up for them kids. That's your legacy.
We need to get like DMX as a spokesperson for this shit.
Why? That motherfucker, is he conscious yet?
I don't. I heard he was out of the hospital and back working at IHOP again. But
did you see that video? I think he was at IHOP once and he like vacuumed the floor.
Yeah,
that shit was crazy.
He has to hold down a job now that he's out of prison.
How many drugs are you on, bro? When you start vacuuming the floor at IHOP?
No, okay.
Because I'd have to be pretty fucking drunk to even bust a table.
Yeah. No, so this week he's found outside of a Ramada Inn in New York, passed out, not breathing on a fucking sidewalk. First of all, You're DMX. How do you end up fucking passed out
Hold
on a sidewalk?
That's
in
a
the middle
DMX
of the day?
song. I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. I'm slipping. I can't get up. Hey, don't sue me over that. That was strictly for news purposes that we had to talk about your black ass. I mean, do we gotta tell the DMX story again?
Yeah.
I met DMX, 2 gallons of Hennessy in the 2 days I saw him, and within 12 hours of seeing him. You know, first time he's on stage, gallon Hennessy. It must have been MLK Day. My bad. So I'm at the hotel, gallon of Hennessy, and was not offering it up.
Damn. Dude, no, I'm guaranteeing he's going to come back and make some fucking music about that shit. It's going to be like the Slippin' remix. He's going to be like, outside the Ramada, ain't saying nada, because I ain't got breath in my lungs till I'm hung in the hospital bed with handcuffs, you know?
I am as sure as Jodeci not getting back together that DMX is not going to make a comeback.
You don't think so?
You can quote me on that.
He's 45 years old. Looks like he's 60.
There's I'm thinking One Direction will get back together before DMX will have a successful album.
You don't think that DMX is gonna like make a Peyton Manning comeback? Peyton Manning style comeback? Like he's just not gonna win like rapper of the year? You
mean so he's just gonna stand there while the beat does all the work and just say and yeah, yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what. That guy.
What?
That guy must have a rough fucking life, dude. With that much money, and he's still just fucking off.
Wait, what much money? When the drugs start to kick in, you start fucking off. That's when all your bad friends come around and be like, "Hey, man, can I borrow your Bentley?" and never bring it back.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Then fucking Jiffy Lube must be on drugs, dude. Because I went to get my oil changed the other day, and this motherfucker was like, "Oh, so it's gonna look at you're looking at $139.99," and I was like,
"I was really like, hold on, let me hit this real quick."
No,
hold on, blow it up. How much?
Yeah. No, that's kind of what I said. I just kind of sat there and I was like, "Okay, look here, bro. We're gonna have to bring that down a notch, or I'm just gonna pull right the fuck back out of this parking lot." And he's like, "Oh, well, we can do the base oil change for $69.99,
which is not the advertised price,
right? Yeah." And then he's like, "Then you can do the one step up that's $100, and then you can do the Supreme signature oil change, which is $140." Now, given
them are big ass steps.
Yeah. Given I drive a truck, so it takes 10 bottles of oil.
Oh, it's a diesel too. It's a diesel.
Right.
He's saving our environment somehow.
Right.
He's not using biodiesel. He's using real diesel.
None of that Prius vegetable oil, you fuckers.
And you know what? To be honest
hippies
with you, diesel is not better for the environment. They just figure out how to make the black smoke not come out anymore.
It's not better for the environment, but it's better for my mileage.
Just keep it real.
Better for my mileage.
If you weren't driving such a big fucking truck, you wouldn't have to worry about mileage.
This is true, but then I wouldn't be able to do truck shit.
It's just you.
It is.
It's just you.
It is. It really is.
Saying,
back to my fucking story. Before I was so rudely interrupted.
You use enough gas
by Obama Fresh
for a fucking school bus.
Yeah, I really do. It's fucking awesome.
But let's. So I'm gonna take a hit, then we'll go back to Jiffy.
So back to me, but I'm in there, and so he gives me the highest price first, and then he says, "Oh, it'll be $69 or $100," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll do right down the middle. We'll do the $100 oil change because they vacuum the car, they top off the rest of your fluids, all that good shit." Well, I'm sitting there on my phone, and this guy walks back in with my air filter in hand, goes, "Hey, bro, do you want to change out the air filter for $30? It's pretty filthy." And I'm looking at this air filter and I'm like, is air still getting through there? Put that motherfucker back in. It's working. All right. He comes up and he just looks at me like I've accosted him. I was like, "No, thanks.
Take it out. Give me 10 extra horsepower."
Yeah. And so I was like, "No, thanks." And he looks at me like I just kicked this fucking puppy. He's just like, no, bro, it's filthy. And he kept calling me bro. And I was just like, man, look.
See, I understand that. Like from my side, maybe a little bit more of an urban slant. That's when I call you partner.
Yeah, right.
Hey, partner.
Yeah, or pal. Here you go, pal.
Check this out, partner.
Yeah.
Which in every language it translates to "you fucking chump."
Yeah, like step up off me a little bit. I'm not that cool.
Because that's where the condescension starts.
Right
there.
Yeah,
hey, bro.
And so he's like, he stands there and he's like, "Oh, I can change it out for $30. You're not gonna get it any cheaper than that, man." And I was just like, "Oh, it's cool, man.
Does that include a handy?
Right? Yeah, no shit. I was like, I got a guy who owns an auto shop. I'll just get it through him. It's cool. He's like, well, how much can I get it for you for? I was like, oh, I don't know. I'll have to call him and ask him. And he just kind of fucking stands there. He's like, he just posted up supervisory stance and was like, okay.
Is it old school like Circuit City where he's like, I'll match the price?
Yeah, basically, that's what he was trying to do.
I can find it online.
So he goes, oh, okay. Well, I can do it for $20 if you want to do it right now. I was like, nah, man, I'm good. And he just kind of stands there and he's like, oh, well, by the way, your transfer case is leaking, your transmission's leaking, and you got an oil leak somewhere. And I just looked at him. I was like, well, shit, you better keep the fucking truck then. I was like, well, if this shit's just gonna fall apart as soon as I pull it out the lot, you might as well just keep that motherfucker.
I mean, how did I make it here?
Yeah, right.
Because I got a Volkswagen.
Right.
Hey, I'm not fucking with you guys anymore. Be honest, the diesel scandal plus the shit I got, it ain't correct.
Yeah.
You and your fucking Benz price parts. Anyway, when I go into Jiffy Lube, it already costs so much to fucking do it.
God, it does.
They don't even want to tell me about anything else that's wrong with my car. Because they're like, well, you know that it takes premium oil. It takes synthetic oil. And that's more. Okay. Did you know that it takes 6 quarts of synthetic oil
instead of $5, 5 quarts of the regular
and
shit.
it's $20 a quart.
Yeah, really.
Whoa, fuck.
Just keep the car. I'll take the bus. I'll take the fucking bus.
Well, how about I just get some Hennessy and let the motor burn out?
Yeah.
If that's what we do it for the court.
Right? No shit. No, I'll tell you what. Thank God I'm training for fucking this half marathon right now. I might as well just run everywhere and not drive the goddamn truck anymore.
Yeah. So
shit's ridiculous.
So you can keep that diesel exhaust out your fucking lungs.
Yeah, yeah, right. So, hey, I'm not keeping that weed pen out my lungs. So
hey, the weed pen is good to me.
It is.
You might notice that we backed off the Crown Royal because fuck it, I don't got time to get drunk on a Sunday.
Really,
but one
I
day
got shit to do.
I love you guys, and one day I will get drunk with you again. But fuck you, Mike. We don't ever get fucking loopy on this show. I just want to say that. Fucking Audi ass driving motherfucker. Motherfucking Mike. Hey, I hate to cuss before we have a presidential candidate on. We do have Ed Baker here. I mean, it is going to be a hell of a show. I'm sorry it took me 15 minutes to tell you it's going to be a hell of a show, but this is the motherfucking Hype Podcast.
And we got Oh So Fresh getting all fired up already. It's about to be a great show. I am the host with no name. We'll be back right after this.
Holla.
Yeah, that's way better.
Suddenly I've got nothing to say.
Yeah, fucking weird.
Talk.
Isn't that
talk?
Isn't that always the shit that happens? Like, man, I'm gonna tell you all about something. Let me think of that.
So
real
glad
quick.
to be here.
Yeah. I just want to thank God and my agent. And wrong bit.
I just want to thank you for this award.
Yeah, right.
Annie, are you okay? Yeah.
How we doing there, Chief? Yeah. Oh. Hey, give this motherfucker a round of applause. Yeah.
Hey, most improved player.
This is the Hype Podcast. I am the host with no name.
I'm DJ Oh So Fresh, other than that motherfucker that lives down the street. Yeah. And I've just been informed by our future president that there are a lot of mothers for me to fuck.
Young mothers.
Yo, hey, you better tone that down, Press.
We are back with Mr. Ed Baker, our very own Oregon presidential candidate. Ed, how you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely.
It is an honor. I stepped it up.
Yeah. Yeah. So Oso walked in. Oso walked in with a 3-piece suit on, and he was like, he looks at me. Oh, it's a 2-piece.
It's 2. He was ready. Hey, you need to work on the school system, Ed.
So he walks in with a full-blown suit on, and he's like, yeah, you ready for our guest today? And I was like, of course I'm ready. And he goes and kind of looks me up and down, pause, and was like, you ain't ready.
Hey, don't you get it? This is the closest you're going to get to Obama.
Yeah. Are you bringing yourself into this? Is that what's going on?
No, I'm just saying, like, Ed Baker.
Oh, I thought you were about to do an Obama impersonation because you're dressed like it. Yay! Thank you, Mr. Obama. We appreciate it.
Republicans are tough.
At least he doesn't get up there and like talk about like Black Panthers and shit.
What's wrong with the Black Panthers?
No, I'm just saying, like, he doesn't relish in like all that, like,
I mean,
because
because you put the Panthers against the KKK. At least the Panthers were serving little kids breakfast.
yeah,
Like, you talk to my uncle about it. He's like, I used to love to go up there. The Panthers were serving breakfast every day. And my grandmother was a good cook, so they must have had somebody on the team.
well, and apparently they have Beyonce leading the Black Panthers nowadays. Are you hearing this shit?
Yeah, you watched the Super Bowl, Ed?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
what'd you think of that Beyonce performance?
I thought the halftime performance in general was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, she took the stage to do her thing, and I mean, she's getting a lot of headlines for it. It's.
See, I'll bet you she wishes you were the reporter on this shit. Listen to what they're saying about there. I want to get your feedback on these thoughts here, Ed. Listen to this.
Welcome back for some final thoughts tonight. First it was hands up, don't shoot. Then it was burning down buildings and looting drugstores, all the way to Oscars So White. And now even the Super Bowl halftime show has become a way to politicize and advance the notion that Black lives matter more.
She is fine.
This isn't about equality. This is about ramrodding an aggressive agenda down our throats and using fame and entertainment value to do so.
Hold on.
Beyonce.
Hold on. She said ramrodding an aggressive agenda down our throats. I would ramrod my aggressive agenda down your throat multiple times.
That's the only reason you picked this fucking video. Watch out.
Look at her pretty teeth.
Listen to the rest of this shit before you ram something down her throat. Hold on.
Really? What is the political message here?
Yeah, really.
What is it they are trying to convey here? A salute to what? A group that used violence and intimidation to advance not racial equality, but an overthrow of white domination? The Black Panthers, for those who don't know, were critical of Martin Luther King's non-violent civil rights movement.
They sure were.
They didn't believe in change through peace. They promoted violence instead. So congratulations, Beyonce. You made your statement. You should be proud of yourself.
How do you think America came to be? There were no peaceful protests during the revolution. I just want to say that.
Now, hold on. I really enjoy the fact that this idiot that got a fucking camera put in front of her really thinks that was Beyonce's idea. You know that fucking broad thinks through and through, well, Beyonce came up with this. No, bitch. She was being paid to do what she's supposed to do. She didn't hey, everybody, we're dressing up in Black Panther outfits. That's it. No.
But hold on. You could walk out in a Confederate outfit and it wouldn't be no big thing. Don't bring the flag out. Don't fuck around with that flag.
No, all I'm saying.
But you could honestly wear a uniform from some white thing that really fucking failed and it'd be okay.
Right. Now, I'm going to go back to my point. Ed, being a candidate for president, there's a lot of behind the scenes things that go on that people don't normally see. A lot of decisions are made. For example, you gave us the example of paperwork having to be filled out for almost each state that you're going to represent in. Now, you didn't make that decision.
Right.
People came to you and said, you are required to do this for your candidacy. She didn't go out there and say, okay, we're dressing up as Black Panthers, we're making this movement. No, somebody else was in charge of that. She just put on the fucking outfit and sung her song.
But she made the statement because Black lives do matter.
Well, there you
go.
go.
I happen to be Black and own one. I have a life, and I feel like it matters.
And,
I don't feel like it's. But I don't feel like it's more significant than anyone else's in the room.
Ed, do you think Black Lives Matter?
I do, and I don't like the word matter because I just don't feel like that's one of my biggest problems with the Black Lives Matters thing is because it just doesn't seem like that's a significant enough word for life, the significance of life. So what I hate about it is that we just get so focused on one race or another, and anytime you hear Black in front of it or white in front of it or any other demographic in front of it, I think we're taking away from what the real issues are. Is it police brutality? Is it any of those type of things? So I don't think matters is the right word for it.
You know what does matter to me, pun intended, is when they don't report the actual news.
Right.
They're sitting here, and I'll give you two prime examples. We're sitting here talking about what Beyonce did in a halftime show, or what Cam Newton did after the Super Bowl, or what Peyton Manning did before, during, and after the Super Bowl. When governors
raping girls,
when governors are poisoning water in Michigan, and nobody's talking about that shit. What's your take on that? The way that our media is just smothered with basically shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah. One of my big things is the September 11th, 2001 and the story there. And I'm not somebody that believes the official story to be what happened. And I don't like labels like truther or things like that, but I've watched a lot of videos. I've read a lot, heard a lot of interviews, and I've come to the decision or the conclusion that the towers did not fall the way that we were told what caused them to fall, and things like that. So as an example, the media, they have their script and they have their thing that they push.
See,
and
I got the future president on my side right now.
I just encourage people to look for alternative media and to learn all that they can about things. And anytime you hear that first thing out of the media's mouth, I just don't buy it. I don't get worked up right away when you first hear there was a shooting here and there was, this is who did it, and they have all the facts before they even have body counts and things like that.
Well, and I'll tell you that's one of the reasons that me and Oso started this show. We used to get together and hang out and just see news articles, see videos and shit on the internet, and we used to just laugh and bullshit about those things.
And the smoke weed.
We used to laugh and bullshit about those things because we had our own ideas about what was true and not true. And the more that we sat there and looked at it, we're like, well, me and you have these opinions, and we have a well enough voice in the Portland area. We know enough people. They think the same thing. Like, we run into people with our same ideas and our same philosophies and values. And so here's the Hype Podcast. We know people that like to get stoned is the moral of that story. But,
well, I feel like we're the minority. I feel like they classify us as people who want to know more as a minority when we're actually a majority. Because if you have a conversation in a coffee shop, we're all talking about the same shit. There's really, it's very rare that I run into people and things are as extremely polarized as they come across in the media. We all want, we all want healthcare. Yeah, we all do want healthcare. We all want different things. Now, for you, you have a platform. Sure. You have a reason that you're running. Can you sum it up in 15 seconds?
Ooh.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh no.
Pressure's on, Ed.
Yeah, no pressure here. So equality, giving people a voice. I'm neutral. I'm not a member of any political party, and I just don't think a person with an R or a D next to their name is going to represent the whole country.
Wow, he came right at.
Now, if you'd like to elaborate on that, that was a lot of fucking pressure, but we want to make sure your voice that needs to be heard, because there needs to be more alternatives.
No, so on that same token, I want you to kind of reflect a little bit deeper on that, and along with what Oso just asked you, what drives you to run for office? So you mentioned equality, and you want to, you really want to represent.
He said next to a black guy. Hell yeah, he's talking about equality.
You really want to represent, people equally and things of that nature. What gives you that drive?
Well, again, when I hear the R or the D, and I don't even like to talk about other candidates in particular because they get so much publicity, but basically anybody that is a Republican or Democrat running for president, when I hear them talk, I hear, I'm going to represent this group of Americans and not this other group. And it just seems like whoever comes out of that, you're still going to have this neighbor versus neighbor. What you guys just talked about, I think it really sums it up a lot. In that, if you went to a coffee shop and you just sat down with just an everyday person, didn't ask them what is your political affiliation, didn't tell them what yours is, and you just talked about issues, I think there's a lot more common ground than what we're led to believe. Everything seems to be either like or hate this politician or this party. Yeah. With me, nobody's going to agree with me on every issue by any means, and some of my biggest supporters strongly disagree with me on something very important to them.
Right.
An example might be abortion, and maybe that's the most important issue to that individual, and we might not agree on it.
Yeah.
But some of those have overcome that and still support my candidacy because they look at the big picture of the whole thing and go, you know what, 80% of what you represent is really in line with what I represent. And I appreciate that you hear me out on the issues that we don't agree on, and you look at, for more facts. I don't have all the answers by any means. There was a point where on my laptop I had 80 different topics of videos because people had come to me and said, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on Fukushima? What are your thoughts on, all these different issues that are important to them?
Right.
And I was like, wow, I got to learn a lot, about a lot of these things. So I don't say I know everything. I am somebody that is always happy to say I don't know if I don't know and then go find out. I don't just talk to talk.
That's what you have a cabinet for.
Absolutely. No, that's so true too. And somebody asked me on an interview, who would be the first person you would hire if you were, president? And I was happy
so fresh.
I was happy that I was able to come. It really put me on the spot, and I was happy with the answer that I came up with, which was I probably haven't even met them yet. Because that's probably the case. Is that there are so many great people out there that are not in the public eye, that are not getting the publicity, that are on CNN, and that's one of the things. I'm not a career politician. I'm not a millionaire,
Right.
and I get told so often that, well, you have to be a billionaire to run for president, and why as a society do we believe that, or why are we conditioned to, it's true.
That is a great question.
Not having any money is tough, because
Right.
getting on ballots and trying to just do basic advertising and basic getting the word out. But shows like yours, give me that opportunity to.
Oh, we got a
be
shot right
introduced.
there.
Yeah.
See, now, if I was president, first guy I pick, Lil Jon, Secretary of State.
Him and Hillary do look a lot.
Are we gonna bomb your ass?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you seem like you're pretty much an open book, which is rare for politicians. Ed, who would you say that you would model your campaign after if you had to choose?
I don't know that there's a specific person. I mean, I just want to do my best to represent as many people as I can. The people that want the best for America. And
I'd do the good side of Nixon.
good side of Nixon?
Without getting caught, Nixon was, if you guys know your history, Nixon's the only guy to be elected to president and vice president twice.
That's true.
Try that, Hillary.
Yeah.
I mean, your nose should grow like Pinocchio, you lying ass Benghazi bitch.
It seems like most of the presidents that I have things in common with or emulate or whatever, it seems like they got shot. So I don't know if that's a good thing. But JFK took some stands against certain issues and certain disclosure he was talking about of things and less secretive government things and
right.
Some people think that that's why he ended up with the fate that he had. So,
I mean, more disclosure. I mean, shit, he didn't want to disclose his personal life.
That's true.
And I'm a firm believer that when you have your own ideas, they always want to drag you through the mud.
Sure.
To further their agenda, and hence the debates. Like we talked about that a little bit earlier, where some of the commentators you can't watch it because you can't stand them.
Yeah.
You can't stand the commentators that are on there. And I mean, given who is it, Megyn Kelly?
Megyn Kelly?
Man, she's fine.
You know what? I stand at attention every time I think about you, Megyn Kelly. Why'd you cut your hair?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're watching, why'd you cut your hair? It's the hype podcast at gmail.com because you seem a little bit older, so you might email. If you want to call me and talk to me, 442-999-HYPE. Tell her how to get in touch with us on Facebook.
Hit us up at facebook.com/the hype podcast, or you can Twitter Oso's Twitter. Just saying.
It's the Twitter. Now I sound old. If you want to find us on the Twitter, it's at the Hype Podcast. Also on Instagram, because I fuck with that shit. I don't know what this guy does, but you can also find us on Instagram. We hung out with Ivy and Alec last night.
Yes, we did.
Yes, that was pretty awesome. You can see the picture from that singular. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lie. I'm having a really good time with this motherfucker right here. I mean, because when you're POTUS, I can't call you motherfucker. So,
Right.
Motherfucking Ed Baker right here. Let's keep him around for the last 15.
Let's do it. This is the Hype Podcast, and we'll be back after this. He said, "You goddamn right, bruh." Yeah, we are back on the Hype Podcast. We are back on the Hype Podcast.
The sound's not even hooked up.
You're not even hooked up right now.
No
Good God, here.
Hold on.
We need some fucking applause for this guy here.
Yeah.
We are back on the Hype Podcast. I am the host with no name.
What you just elbow me for? Did I do something wrong?
No, you were in the way.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. Applause. Yeah.
That's awesome. We have Mr. Edward Lane Baker, Oregonian and presidential candidate.
We're back with some serious questions.
Right here on the Hype Podcast. Now, we dived into a little bit of news from Mr. Ed Baker. Dove. Yeah, delved, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Divided.
So we got
Work on those schools, Ed.
We got into some national shit just a minute ago with Ed Baker. Ed, I want to talk to you about some local things that are going on in the state of Oregon and, Washington,
like
our
weed.
general area. Also, all you want to talk about is weed. But since you brought it up, Ed, where are your stance on marijuana legalization, and where does it go from here?
Yeah, I was always for legalizing marijuana, and my thing with marijuana, going back when I was raised in a way, I was an only child as I grew up, and I basically believed that if I touched a drug, I would fry my brain. I mean, it was like I would instantly die, or my life would be over, and that was how I was raised.
So like, this is your brain on drug. That commercial going all the time.
It really it impacted my life.
He's like, scrambled eggs, scrambled eggs. I don't want to be scrambled eggs.
And I got a job and was invited to a party, and there's about 40 people there that were all people I worked with every day, and I was really surprised when the marijuana came out, and probably all but myself and one other person used it at that party. And so to me, these were everyday functional, people that worked, right, and just people I knew that were just everyday people. So the whole everybody that smokes pot is lazy and is sitting on the couch eating Doritos or something, that's not how I associate it. I mean, there certainly are
lazy. He put on pants.
Lays for me. It reminds me of when he found out that I smoked marijuana, because I was his boss.
Yeah.
And we're at an event, and somehow it came up, and he's like, "You smoke marijuana?" I was like, "Yeah, I smoke every day."
Well, and that was actually because I grew up in a household where it was very taboo as well, and it was kind of just like, I'm not fucking with that, growing up, and to find out that there was I had a boss that was successful and good at his job,
right,
and I was like, man, this is like a whole nother side to the whole marijuana issue or drug issue, because we talk about drugs a lot. We're regular guys. I myself have never done any drugs besides weed, and I've smoked cigarettes when I was younger. Well, when I talked to Oso about it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've done A, B, and C," and I'm like, "Really?
No heroin. No heroin.
Yeah, no heroin.
No crack.
Yeah."
Let's just say, the C, no A, B,
A, and E.
Yeah. Even X, Y, Z, but no C up in this motherfucker.
Yeah. So I guess where I'm going with that is, how does your campaign help regular guys like us on the Hype Podcast? What can you do for us, Ed?
Well, about that specific issue, I believe that the numbers are something like 40,000 people that are incarcerated in America with marijuana-related convictions, and right, 20,000 of them only have marijuana-related convictions. So to me, one of the issues is private prisons, for-profit prisons, keeping people,
right,
locked up, and having these agreements that they have at least a 90%, 95% capacity or, incarceration rate. So it doesn't encourage people to, it doesn't help them to say, hey, let's have our whole community be good people. We want to keep people locked up. So
right,
I think we need to get those people out of jail, for one thing.
Hey, I told you, man, we need to bring back public lynchings for the violent offenders, the rapists and molesters, all that shit. You do that shit midtown, dude, motherfuckers ain't going to be doing that no more.
Well, if you really look at the impact on the generation since they've really toughened the laws. I mean, look at all the bad motherfuckers that were born in the 90s. Yeah. You see these fucking knotheads?
Having man buns and shit?
Because your daddy smoked a joint. Now he did 5 years. He came back, and he's living with Steve now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's really had a negative, I think it's had a negative impact on a full generation, even going back to the 80s. There's a lot of people that went to jail for not a lot of shit.
Right.
Yeah, and that shit's just ridiculous, dude. You get, like you said, all these, 90s kids, things like that. You look at, for example, and not to go into too many numbers, you look at DUIs, you look at divorce rates, you look at all the statistics like that for households when it comes to children and adults. All that shit, since marijuana's been legalized, DUIs have dropped, 15 to 20%?
Because I can stay home and get high.
Right. The people aren't getting in fights. They're not getting in altercations where police officers have to be called. And I'm just throwing this out there because of numbers.
You're too lazy, because really, I was getting drunk trying to find some pussy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just too high. Stay at home.
Yeah, I know motherfuckers that are too lazy to order pizza when they're stoned, let alone get in a fight.
You got Tinder and marijuana. You are fucking living the dream. So what would you say the cornerstone of your platform is? What if I meet you in the coffee shop, what makes me change my vote? Because I'm kind of committed, I gotta say.
I saw your Bernie sweatshirt or whatever that was.
Yeah, I saw it. Feel the burn, bitches.
Well, here's one thing.
No, pause on that. Like, this shit's clean.
No, I think I don't know if this will answer that question, but in general, with the Bernie thing, for example,
Be a real politician. You don't have to answer the goddamn question.
I'm going to sidestep that shit. No, so I've talked to so many people though that one thing I hear is we got so many choices. When you look at, like, say, the Republican primary as an example, there's a lot of options, right? But the truth is after the primaries are over, you only have the two. You only have a Republican and Democrat. They're going to get all the publicity, and there's going to be two choices. So what if Bernie Sanders doesn't win, the primary? Or what if your candidate on the Republican side doesn't win? Maybe you're a Ted Cruz person or you're a Donald Trump person.
It's rigged if Bernie doesn't win.
Well, and it may be. And it very well may be. And that's the other reason I'm running, is because so many people told me it's rigged. And they say the presidents are selected, not elected. And they already know who the president's going to be. I really would have thought if it was Bush against Clinton that it definitely was rigged. How often do we get, those same players? We got 320 million people in America, and these are our choices over and over again.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, they're the same. In my opinion, at the end of the day, no matter what all their views are on these other social issues and different issues, they're the same. They're going to represent the same people. And it's not going to be you or me.
So Ed, we're running out of time here. So my final question to you is Ashley Graham or Ronda Rousey? Who do you pick? So
why didn't you pick
Graham,
the other?
Ashley Graham.
Okay.
Or Ronda Rousey.
That's the BBW Drake was talking about.
No, I was
not your baby mama. That's the BBW Drake was talking about.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, I'll answer your question. But there's a third one too from the.
You only got two choices.
We need three.
You only get the A or the R.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem in America, right there. We need three choices, and I'm. All right.
Hey, way to stand your ground, Ed. Way to stand your ground.
I'm taking the third choice.
Yeah.
That's like a true fucking politician.
Yeah, man. And he didn't even answer the question. But hey, we are about out of time. Edward Lane Baker, thank you so much for joining us on the Hype Podcast here. I am the host with no name.
I am oh so fresh. Ed, why don't you roll out your info?
Yeah, my website, edbaker2016.com. Find me on Facebook as well, looking up Ed Baker 2016.
All right. Ed Baker 2016?
That's right.
Man, it is a pleasure to meet you. I'll shake your hand on camera.
Thank you very much,
got community going on.
Appreciate it very much, but you know what? You already know, Oso, it's time to go.
It's time to go. This is the Hype Podcast, brought to you by Thorn City Syndicate
and Matrix Media.
That's why we don't have any ads, because I can't get the shit out the way.
Yo, we got big stuff coming down the pipe in the next couple weeks. Don't miss out on the epic Wii tennis battle.
Much love to Justin, like in a pause way, and Naeem.
Kicking it with us every Sunday. Check out Matrix Media and Thorn City Syndicate.
And the episode was late. It's his fault. Fuck him.
We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
It's time to go. Bye, Felicia.